Peace, love, and light to all my soul seekers, conscious creators out there. This is Gemini Moon Astrology and Media. Thank you so much for stepping into this channel. I am forever and eternally grateful. I wanted to make this video to really kind of mark the end of the year. This is going to be an end of the year energy report. Within this video, we're going to be talking about Venus transiting into Aquarius, and we're also going to be talking about the new moon in Capricorn, the new moon / solar eclipse that's happening at 4 degrees of Capricorn, conjunct Jupiter, which is going to be at 5 degrees. So before I start, I'm just going to go ahead and say a prayer. First, giving honor to the 4 elements: earth, air, water, and fire. The 4 archangels, I want to thank you for being on my team: Michael, Raphael, Uriel, and Gabriel. I thank the 4 directions: north, south, east, and west, the points of direction, the formation, the foundation. I just want to give acknowledgement to that for all of these things, and thanks for all of these things before I start. So this is my page. This is where I express myself. This is where I express my evolutionary journey. This is kind of where I've chosen to really plant seeds and kind of really filter through all of my inhibitions, my quirks, my love language. This page, this year in particular, has helped me to really filter out my own personal love language. And it has helped me so much to grow into the artist that I am. It's helped me to really create more abundance. It's helped me to create safety. It's helped me to create so much. And for that, I'm so grateful. And my only prayer is that this channel continues to grow from where it is. That I can start to expand as much as the universe, as God, my angels would allow me and give me the gifts and grace to. I believe that my gifts will always make room for me. And that is what I'm banking on in 2020. The purpose of this video is to give insight into what we're going to be stepping into for 2020. Giving insight into the mode of thought that is now being presented, that is now becoming clear for 2020. And we're going to do this by kind of just doing an end of the year energy report. I'm not going to go too deep. I do have 3 questions that I kind of want to pull cards for each one, as a message to the collective, as a message to everyone here who's seeking tuning in. The first question for this end of the year 2019 wrap up is, what am I leaving behind in 2020? That's the first one. Number 2 is, what am I coming out more developed in, or what am I taking from 2019? What is it that I'm taking? What is it that I learned? Then last but not least, how can I use this to shape a better world in 2020? So these are questions that I definitely am asking myself, and these are questions that I want to pose. I will pull cards to get some guidance and to tap into spirit, tap into the universal forces, so that we can get a quick heads up, just a message, gain some perspective, gain some clarity, for all those who are tuning in and seeking, for all of this cosmic seekers. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and talk about Venus going into Aquarius. So Venus currently is in Capricorn, within the last decan. So it's getting ready to wrap up its transit. And what this means for us is a wrap up of certain things. There's a wrap up of certain ties, certain investments, certain situations are wrapping up. Certain things are starting to form, like we're starting to form a more mental picture. There's a mental picture that's coming. It's like the last piece of the puzzle is starting to make its way to us, with Venus being in the last decan of Capricorn right now. We're finding our missing links. There's something here about a missing link now. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that Venus rules the last decan of Capricorn. I know that the first decan is ruled by Saturn. And if I'm not mistaken, the second decan is ruled by Mercury. But I could be wrong. But I know that Venus rules one of the decans, and I believe this is it. So, with that being said, there is an emphasis here on there's just an emphasis. There's an emphasis and an imposition, putting a type of mark on something, stamping something, labeling something. So yeah, there is this now very, very clear kind of stamp that that's being put, imprinted in our minds about the new life that we're going to be living, that we're going to be building into, the new life, the new progression, the new strategy, the new life format, okay? The new lifestyle that we're moving into. As believers, as cosmic seekers, as conscious creators, as Christ-like beings, we're really, really seeing the plan form itself, almost, okay? So that is the significance of Venus being the last decan of Capricorn. You know, there's this feeling of high and mighty, kind of putting, I'm seeing the image of a horse, you know, kind of really putting your paw prints down. It's like this feeling of really, really leaving your paw prints, or drawing a lining in the sand, kind of leaving footprints to follow along. There's this trail of breadcrumbs. There's this feeling of walking along a beach, and I'm seeing the image of, you know, prints, like footprints, or in the sand. So there's something here about leading a new life, needing to lead a new life, and leaving behind yourself, like finding the path. You know, we're starting to really voice the path. We're giving animation to the path. You know, Venus, the five senses, beauty, art. There's something in our mind. There's a frame that's forming in our mind. It's a form, you know, where we are now starting to be able to receive insight from our guides. And it's almost like we're providing God, we're providing the universe, we're providing our higher self with a framework to start filling in the colors of the new dream life, of that new house, of that new investment, of whatever that new sense picture of happiness is. We're kind of making way. We're becoming kind of the container to be refilled, you know. And for some of us, we're finding the container, and now we're finding a place to pour into, you know, a safe space, a safe, secure space, you know. So we're starting to really draw upon more feeling to be able to secure and hold the space for that really emotional realization, that really emotional connection to where it is we feel like we're being led to, where we feel like we're being called. So that's my soul note for that. Let's talk about Venus going into Aquarius on December 20th. So Venus goes into Aquarius on December 20th. That'll be at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Sun will be at 28 degrees of Sagittarius, making its way out of there. Very significant. So Venus is art, beauty, relationships, finances, investments, our aesthetic. Aquarius, the masculine, fixed air sign, positive, very, very forward, very, very cutting edge, very, very fortified, you know, very, very, very spacious, very, very, very you know, very sheltered, very, 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 I feel the need to say this, forgiving. There's this very, very forgiving energy. So Venus is going to be making a square to Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is right now at 2 degrees of Taurus. Uranus, rebellious acts, awakening, shifts. Taurus, the five senses, comforts, the feminine, the earth, the negative polarity, the more darker aspect. So there's this cutting edge energy when Venus moves into Aquarius. There's this new force coming in. There's this shift. There's this focusing. There's this repositioning. You know, I wrote a lot of notes, so I'm going to kind of be going from there. There's something now to admire and to trust. Dreams come alive. A meadow of lilies sprouting up. Alice in Wonderland. Strip it down. Vulnerability. Putting yourself out there and allowing your like to attract like. So, okay, Venus going into Aquarius is all about truth and authenticity. Venus is the truth of our love. It's how we attract love. It's our basic needs, our basic understandings, our basic fundamentals. And when it goes into the fixed nature of Aries, it becomes more fixated on what it wants. It becomes more sharp, it becomes more willful, and it becomes more skillful in its manifestation and in its vibration. The light and airy nature of Aquarius is all about the vibration. What is the vibe here? You know, it's about a higher vibe, intuition, things that are uncontrollable, you know, situations and life shifts that really come to impact us in a real way, that make us have to tell the truth, that make us have to stand up in our truth. So I feel like, and I wrote a lot down, so be not dismayed, so that I won't just start rambling on. You know, Aquarius is all about groups and communities and like-minded groups, like-minded individuals with common goals who have the same passion, you know. Aquarius, it corresponds to gym memberships, church groups, you know, societies, things like that. Conventions that remain unconventional, that are seen as unconventional. You know, Aquarius is the humanitarian, the eccentric one, the very unique, original path. You know, very, very, very fortunate to have its own mark, to have its own special imprint, and it knows that. Aquarius is represented in the tarot as the star. So there's this standout type of energy, this energy to stand out and really do your own thing and continue to shine and not worry, because, you know, stars attract other stars. And that is what Aquarius knows. You know, Aquarius is not caught up in everybody's business. Aquarius is very tolerant, but Aquarius knows how to keep up that shield too, that shield of protection. So there's this need to only attract what is going to be authentic to you. And there's this feeling of kind of like putting yourself out there, kind of this feeling of being exiled or being seen as abnormal, or taking the road less traveled, you know, a more rebellious tempo. And with that, I wrote, the coldest winter will show you who is truly down. And the song I was hearing for this was Drake's Know Thyself. I don't know how serious they take themselves. Dating and then I guess I know myself. But then I was also hearing, what is that one song? I forget, it was another song by Drake that I was hearing that was kind of corresponding with this energy. But Venus in Aquarius is asking you to really know yourself, know your true wealth. This is about really, really understanding our power in a real, authentic way. Not ego, not shadiness, not deception, but real truth and authenticity. This is about real truth and authenticity. You know, this is going to be a period where we start to really connect with people of like mind, with energies that vibrate on our same mental level, you know, where we feel we have the most potential to formulate a plan. It's really going to be a time of mentorship. It's going to be a time of real social butterflyism. You know, this is going to be that time to really also let your freak flag wave. Aquarius is all about the new age, the new thought, you know, real authentic truths that are forming within the quote-unquote new age. As we move into the age of Aquarius, this is where we start to really, really lay our groundwork, lay our footing, place our feet, really, really start to receive from a place of higher knowing and higher intuition, tapping into our guides, tapping into our soul group, connecting with people of like-mindedness, taking pleasure, you know, taking unique paths of pleasure, you know, unique paths of pleasure. Aquarius is a very, very active sign, and it's also very creative, masculine. So with that, there is this force. There's this different force that we're going to be embodying, within our five senses, within where we're spending our time and our money and our resources, and where we're going to be looking to gain from. So there's this energy of, Aquarius represents like the stepfather figure, that stepfather playing that role, that role that is not ego-centered, but it's centered in the greater purpose. It's centered in the way, and the way is love. So there's this sense of having like higher support. For many of you, this could be extended family members coming in, conversations and transactions, interactions, interpersonal relationships forming, and bonds forming with extended family members, people that maybe you don't talk to all the time, but that kind of always watch over you. This corresponds with the energy of the angels and their angelic order and how they, work with us. So there's going to be some angelic realms, some like divine order, some divine archetypal force that's really, really helping to help us to embody a higher, a more whole vibration. I really, really feel that. The square that it's going to make to Uranus and Taurus is going to help us to, it's going to help this move, this shift, help us to really allow our waters to flow, to help us to not be dismayed, but really, really be tactful in our approach to people, places and things, where we're placing money, manifesting new paths of making money, manifesting pure and authentic joy within our lives, within our work, within our interactions. Aquarius is opposite of Leo, and Leo represents the star. The sun is a star. It represents the creative self-expression, the joy. The fifth house of Leo corresponds and rules over the behavior of sports and competition and gambling and things like that. So within this house, within the fifth house, there is that childlike angst, that child, that inner child that we're starting to reawaken. So, and within that field, within that archetype, is the source potential that we need to really tap into our true strength, is to really tap into what makes us passionate. So Venus in Aquarius is really going to help us to tap into what is really passionate. This is where we can find people who can mentor and kind of really pull that part of us that's really passionate, that really, really wants to live a life of true security and art and pleasure. This really can help us to tap into that part of ourselves within our solar plexus chakra and our sacral chakra, to really gain more control over our lives and to gain more control over our urges and our passions and our pleasures and even our obsessions. Really, really taking what it is we love, what we really passionate about, what it is we feel like we're good at, what it is we feel like in the moment brings us joy, and now we're starting to entertain those things, and now we're starting to create businesses out of these things. Whether this be you're a bodybuilder, whether this mean you're an influencer, a motivational speaker, a tarot reader, it's really, really about letting your light shine. So there's a lot of fixed, primordial, very prime, since like the beginning of time energy, like coming into the forefront, being reestablished. Certain things are being reestablished. And of course, because Aquarius, although it is deemed as the new age, the age of information and the vibration of Aquarius is timeless and way ahead of its time and very futuristic, and also draws deeply from the past, draws deeply from history. So none of this stuff that's happening, none of these new occurrences is new age. Everything happens in cycles and spirals, so what is meant to be will be, and what has been will always be, just in new forms and in new ways. So within Aquarius, we really start to crack down on our quirks. We start to crack down on what really makes us really excited, what turns us on. Like, this is where secrets can start to be revealed. The enigmatic nature, the enigmatic, mysterious character of Aquarius that seems very standoffish, gets broken down, gets kind of penetrated, gets kind of starts to be personified. There's more of this personification of our our passion. You know, we're starting to identify more with what is passion and starting to gain more intimacy interpersonally with ourselves and with others through the shedding of the layers. I kind of compare it to the scene in The Wiz, which is the African American version of The Wizard of Oz, starring Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, and a number of other people, where at the end they defeat the Wicked Witch of the West, and all her minions, all the people that are working in the factory, in the sweatshop, they like take off, zip off all their costumes, and what you see emerge out of these costumes is beautiful black people. So, you know, Aquarius really, really is about stepping into the superpower. What is the true power? What is the true source of your power? You know, when you're dealing with this positive masculine energy, you're dealing with this kind of this face off. You know, you're dealing with this there's this sense of a challenge. There's this sense of living against the grain, you know, going against the grain to, again, walking the road less traveled, really being your authentic self. You know, this is a point of putting yourself on display. This is about just putting yourself out there, kind of blurting something out, whether nervously or with confidence. But there's this boldness, you know, there's a bold approach to life now. Where you kind of just go with it. You kind of go, this sense of going with the flow of your desire, and you can just say something. You know, this would be a time where people would just be wanting to speak, say their truth, say what they stand for unapologetically, whether it hurts or offends people or not. You know, people are not gonna mean like, this is like people meaning, like saying things and it being taken the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like people saying things about themselves, whether they're proclaiming a truth, whether they're proclaiming a belief. This is about really kind of standing up for your own individualistic original mission statement. And, you know, this also comes with the attachment of a certain group or a certain label or a certain community, you know? So, because what we're starting to do is form communities. You know, we're starting to really get organized and form brotherhoods, form coalitions within our countries, because we're seeing that we can't rely on the top, you know, the people, the system that seems like it's been working for us, because it hasn't. We have to start now tapping into our full potential, you know, because we have to rise up as leaders, you know. During the age of Aquarius, leaders are going to be rising up, you know, standing up for the broken, standing up for the lost, standing up for those who have been disenfranchised. You know, Aquarius knows how to stand up for those that don't know how to stand up for themselves. And I almost feel like, well, not almost, I want to say that for Leo too. And some people will probably say that more so for Leo, you know, the lion, the king, the fire, you know. Leo does stand up for the underdog, but Aquarius stands up for the underdog too. You know, Aquarius could be looked at as the underdog, and that's the reason why Aquarius are the type of people who are very, very quiet. Like, they're the type of people that is quiet, but once they open their mouth and start talking, you're like, oh shit, like, I never even heard you talk. Like, I never even knew that you knew all this stuff. Like, who would have known? That's because Aquarius knows how to put up that mask, that wall, and knows only how to show you. They know how to show you what it is they want you to see, because they're studying everybody's move. They're studying everything, and it's not so much a malicious thing. It's just that, you know, where Aquarius comes from is infinite. You know what I mean? And they kind of come into this life with lifetimes of experience already kind of downloaded, kind of this pathway already paid for them. And they're really, like, Aquarius people are so super smart, innovative, and original and quirky that they kind of already from a young age are very, very self-assured about their path. You know, they're the type of people who seem very, very, like, noses in the air, high and mighty, but it's not that all the time. Most of the time, that's not what it is. It's just that I have a focus. I have this certain stimulation. I have gifts. I have things about me that I know about myself. And then you have the world trying to tell me, as an Aquarius, speaking for all Aquariuses here, that this is what you should be and this is what you should be, and it's just like, well, that doesn't quite fit me. So I have to find what stimulates me, what I truly live for, what I truly, what's my purpose, you know, What's my purpose? You know, I feel called to something. Now, what is the purpose of this thing? You know, that's Aquarius whole. They have this whole intuitive, telepathic skill going on all their lives. So, yeah, Venus in Aquarius is really going to be cracking down on like true passion, true love, you know, and what really, really is going to help sustain you, the type of people, the type of relationships, the type of connections, the type of memberships, routines that really is going to take you to the next level of vibration and take you into passion, take you into bliss, okay, take you out of your own inhibitions. Yeah. So I wrote here, what truly gives you power over the adversary? Break away from tradition, the deluge, the flood. Courage, playfulness, tell me your dreams. This is one of those transits where people will be like, you know, you could find the true strong characters, people who really find interest and find like fascination. You know, this is Venus, the planet, the goddess of beauty and art, going into Aquarius, the eccentric, futuristic, innovative, you know, non-conventional, you know, creative, you know, scientific, you know, formulating, you know, you know, cosmic, you know, cosmic realms. Aquarius is cosmic, point blank period. It rules over astrology, it rules over new age thinking, it rules over, you know, new sustainable living. This is the age that we're going into. So this age of love, this new love language that we're going into, like we need to be able to come to a real solid understanding of what we need, our wants. It's about coming into a much more clearer understanding of what the future is going to be. Very prophetic energy, very, very foretelling, very, very direct, very, very impactful, and very, very almost life seizing your life. You know, this possessive energy, this shock, this type of arrested development. Okay. Tell me your dreams. You know, like tell me your dreams. Be real. Let's sit under the stars and tell me what really makes you. What makes you cry at night? What gives you joy? Like tell me what it is. I need to know. You know, Aquarius is I need to know. So Venus and Aquarius knows what they don't want. They're almost identityless amongst the crowd, lost. I wrote here losing money, big gains. So there's this energy of almost getting lost. You know, maybe losing some money. Be honest with you guys. Also big gains, gaining a lot of money through luck and just through following the right stimulation, following your right path, finding your right path, and making a huge coin. You know, this could really so huge luck, like vibrating so high, being so in love with yourself, being so fit for something, doing your job so well. You know, Aquarius is the house of recognition, where you gain from through public recognition. So there's this nervous energy. I wrote here, what are you passionate about? What is your fantasy? You know, I wrote here a space to cry, role playing, safety, a cup of water. Interestingly enough, the two cards I pulled for Venus and Aquarius was the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups, and we'll talk about that. I wrote here a cup of water. Of course, before I pulled, I didn't mean to do that. Before I pulled those cards, I wrote this: a cup of water, sexuality, Ace of Cups, breakthrough, desire, kindness, generosity, humanity, soul group, harmony, one accord, one mind, organized chaos, raising the frequency. So with Venus going to Aquarius, there's a lot of love, and I'm hearing the word love boat. There's a love boat. There's a new adventure. There's solid connection, solid communication. I mean, this is so solid that you know there's this huge, oh my God, blessing. There's a blessing coming in. You know, we are so blessed to be here in this time. You know, when I see these two cards, you know, I think of parties, I think of connecting with family and friends, I think of gossip, jokes, watching movies, I think of marriage, I think of new ideas, new sparks of creativity, and just continuous laughter and joy and continuous movement, flow. You know, water moves and it flows. We have the strong characteristic of the Queen of Cups, which, you know, Aquarius is the water bearer. So there's something to be said about Aquarius. You know, the reason why Aquarius is so strong, the reason why Aquarius can endure the test of time, can really, really endure and not burn out, is because they've been through a lot. Where they come from, where their family history, lies at, where their sacred grounds are, they can always go back and they can always gain remembrance of where they've been. And that's the thing about Aquarius. Aquarius has been through enough to where they have emotional control, almost like Scorpio, you know, where throughout their life they're able to communicate and connect and hold space for any and everything. They can be transparent, you know. They can be very transparent people, Aquarius. They can be transparent, you know, but they can also be very like translucent, where light kind of comes in, but it might not reflect out, or light will reflect out, but doesn't come back in. Like Aquarius is good at putting up that shield, and you know, learning how to use their emotions instead of letting emotions take control of them. They become very master minds, very master manipulators of energy, master creators. Ace of Cups, you know, the number one energy is about new inspiration, new blessings, new connection, you know, new fluidity, you know, with something. This could be a new contact. This could be a new person, new romantic partner. Some new money comes in, you know, and you start to find where you can that oh my God, like I feel abundant. I have so much money. I have so much abundance around me. I have so many friends. I have so much going for me. You know, I'm getting a yes. It's just this feeling of rolling and with ease, you know, and being connected with the present day and time, the culture, you know, really, really just kind of living in humanity. There's this sense of oneness with humanity, you know, and kind of like this inner quest, this inner journey, you know, and also not really wanting for anything, but just kind of allowing life to really, really take its course, you know. This is a really, really good place. We're getting into a place of clarity. You know, we're getting into a place of very, very clear water, still water, you know, blossoming, you know, new abundance, new prizes, new rewards coming out of nowhere, just blooming, you know. And then the Queen of Cups is just taking it all in and just, you know, being graceful, you know, compassionate, you know, being able to join forces with other people, you know, but not allowing her waters to be polluted. That's very Aquarian. So this is very, very beautiful energy, you guys. This is very, very beautiful energy, you know. So, you know, this is going to be my end of the year wrap-up video. And I'm also talking about Venus and Aquarius. You know, I feel like this is great energy for the closing year. You know, Venus in Aquarius, you know, Aquarius being in the last quadrant of the zodiac, which is ruled, you know, the winter season. And, you know, there's this need to kind of really, really face the music. You know, there's this feeling of facing the music, facing the winter, facing the chance for facing the challenge, you know, facing vulnerability in a different way, you know, facing that vulnerability and putting yourself out there. This is really, really a time of courage, this is a time not to be this is a time to really gain pure connection, and a time to really, really be honest and be brave, you know, and to know that you're supported by the universe. You know, the Queen of Cups knows that she's supported by the universe. She's not very, very attached to much. You know, she has a very good handle on her reality, and she knows where her blessings flow and where to put her blessings, where to place her time and energy, and that's why she feels balanced and just in control, and like she's stumbling on blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. This is about harmony and connectivity with universal forces, embodying more universal energy. So my plan was to, well, maybe I should still get into the Capricorn new moon, but I don't know. My vibe is kind of different right now for it. Should I still do it though? I think I will. Nah, I think I'm gonna do the new moon in Capricorn / solar eclipse in a separate video. I'm gonna do that separate video for that because I feel like this is its own thing, and I feel like there's something here that we need to assess. So this is the cards that I pulled, you know, for Venus and Aquarius, but I'm gonna go ahead and put these back and get one more card out. Let's get a message, one more message for Venus and Aquarius. Venus in the 11th house of friends, public recognition, rewards and achievements, being recognized. You know, the house where we really let our unique light shine, where we attract like minds, where we gain social and intellectual security, you know. We know where our blessings come from. This is something here about new security. You know, when you're dealing with water energy, you get the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups. It's like your emotions are intact. You know, you don't have to worry. You're not worried. Your emotions are not scattered. There's a fluidity. There's an ease to life where you're just going through. You know, it's like watch a movie, you know, and laugh. You know, don't take life so seriously, you know. Um, you know, moving in and out, you know, enjoy, pleasure, you know, romance, you know, works, balance, you know, regular everyday shit, you know, just feeling good. The card that came out is the moon for Venus and Aquarius, the moon, the moon, the moon. So I think it's funny. I think it's pretty funny, pretty funny, pretty insane that we got the moon card after getting the Ace and the Queen of Cups, because you know the moon rules over our subconscious state, the dreams and things like that. So the moon coming out for the Venus and Aries, you know, there's an emphasis on our subconscious life, our dream life, you know. Um, Sorry y'all about my phone falling. But there's something here about our dream life coming more into focus. There's something here about a question being answered. There's something here about illumination of the subconscious mind. It's funny because I was talking about possibly not doing the new moon in Capricorn segment for this video and kind of saving it for another video, and then the moon comes out. So maybe I just need to go ahead and talk about it and make this an hour-long video. This is kind of really impromptu, so you know, the moon, let's talk about it. Okay, Capricorn new moon, December 25th to the 26th. This is a Capricorn new moon slash a solar eclipse. A new moon occurs whenever the sun, moon, and earth are aligned. This new moon solar eclipse is going to be where the moon is going to be in between the sun and the earth. So there's going to be a partial eclipse of the sun as the moon passes and transits between the earth and the sun. So new moon in Capricorn on Christmas, post-Christmas, on the day that the Son of God is risen, is born, where the sun is reborn, metaphorically, you know, there's this awakening. There's going to be this illumination of our life path, our soul's path, our soul's journey. There are clues and steps and hidden factors, palettes of expression that help to characterize our soul experience that is about to be illuminated to us. There is new trends, new lines of frequency, new vibes, new connections to the past that's going to help us to propel into our future. Capricorn new moon is going to take place at 4 degrees of Capricorn, conjunct Jupiter. So there's going to be expansion. There's going to be this expansion of our subconscious, the dream world. Angels are going to be working and orchestrating all of this. I declare and decree it. A new dream, becoming a conscious creator, aligning with the soul purpose, with the path of achieving balance. Okay, this new moon is going to be conjunct Jupiter, trine Uranus and Taurus. So definitely a shift in our mind, definitely becoming more intensified. A certain awakening process is becoming more intensified. Something is being fulfilled within our subconscious. There's going to be this cosmic death and rebirth, because what you have to understand is that this is happening on the day that the sun is re-risen. So we're going to be building up towards this death. This death is going to take place on the 22nd when the sun is at its lowest point, and then it rises on Christmas. Reawakening, reborn. So what this is on the new moon in Capricorn is a cosmic / conscious death and rebirth. And I wrote it here as a plutonic / scorpionic death and rebirth with a Piscean Neptunian regeneration. Meaning our dreams are going to start, like our true dreams, like our physical manifestation is gonna start to be characterized by how we dream and by how we start to reprogram our subconscious mind. It's gonna start to help our manifestations. It's gonna accelerate manifestation. This is gonna be an acceleration and an activation of manifestation, of magic, of true alchemy, of true light work, of true shadow work, of true everything. Magic, cosmic death, and cosmic reawakening. Shedding old ego layers and embodying more universal force. You know, Aquarius is the stepfather. Leo is the child. So I say a lot. Please forgive me. I'm very, very conscious of that now. I say it a lot just because there's so much that I want to say. And I am a writer, and I probably should just be writing all this stuff down. As you guys see that I am writing it down. But I also want to, you know, give documents, like full-length documents. But it's like, I don't really know how people feel about those. Like, let me know. If you guys, you know, for the people who's been rocking with the channel, who resonate with this astrology teaching, do you guys want me to do documents? Should I just email documents with putting a link in the description for a document help? You know, do I talk too fast? Like, just tell me, because I know I'm a little crazy, a little eccentric, but it's because I'm excited and I'm passionate about what I do. So I have to say that, I have to give that disclosure and that disclaimer. You know, the sun is about our conscious awareness. The sun is our passion, our core sense of self, the essence of life. The sun is the essence of life. It is our example of what life is and how to live life. It's the highest example we have of the Son of God. You know, so after the sun raises up, it's going to be eclipsed by the moon. And so there's going to be like this cutoff. There's this kind of cutoff and this separation, this death. Whenever you talk about separation, you're talking about death, separating the spirit from the body. So this is kind of this type of outer body. I'm feeling this as very astral, this very, very astral projection, very, very astral-like, ethereal kind of separation, this kind of real slicing of the air, you know, because the moon is going to be covering part of the sun, you know, and the moon is now going to be illuminated. So there's going to be something that's going to be now sprouting within our subconscious mind, within our dreams, within when we least expect it. You know, it's not something that we're going to be expecting. There's going to be something within a very artistic, dreamlike kind of universal way, you know, very soul hidden way of our shadow that's going to peak up. Like there's going to be something, it's like a flower just peeking up where there was no flower before. There's this new hidden value, this new type of authority, this new hidden inheritance or heritage that's going to stem and then blossom. It's going to blossom for the Cancer full moon, but it's going to peek out and poke out to us, and we're going to see that awareness on this new moon solar eclipse. Again, part of the sun, which is the conscious awareness, the head, you know, the desire to see what it is we want to see, it's about currency, the currency, the current times, you know. The sun is about the now moment. The moon goes through phases where we can't see it, but then we can see it. The sun is constantly there. So this is about the now moment. There's something here being separated from what we consciously know, what we consciously, based off of ego, based off of structure, know. And now there's this new subconscious hidden aspect of our purpose and our identity that's coming into full bloom now. And that's really what I have to say about this new moon in Capricorn is, you know, it's going to be life-changing, but you have to activate. It's going to be life-changing based off of your response. You know, I suggest everybody to live in the Queen of Cups vibration, being intuitive, compassionate, you know, psychic, very, very romantic, dreamy, you know, being within harmonic flow with people and places and things. You know, this is about not pushing against the grain. Even though, you know, I said that Aquarius could be very much pushing against the grain, it's not that Aquarius fights against anything. Aquarius doesn't go against anything necessarily. Aquarius just knows how to stand up for something. There's a difference between fighting against something and standing up for something. Just because you stand up for one thing, it doesn't mean that you go against everything else. So there's this new sense of respect and accountability and just profitability, okay, reasoning. So thank you guys so much for attending and tuning into my craziness. I pray that this was helpful. I know that I gave a lot of information. I gave a lot of my own interpretation to this energy. I pray that it was helpful. And, you know, oh, I did say that I was going to get you guys these questions. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this for the end of the year. So we're going to go ahead and start off with this. We're going to breathe 3 times. Release. Breathe in. And release. Breathe in. And release. Okay. So, what are we as a collective leaving behind in the year 2020? What are we leaving behind? What are we leaving behind? For all of my followers, for the channel, for the collective, what are we leaving behind in 2020? What are we leaving behind? Nine of Swords, we're leaving behind doubt. Okay, we're leaving behind doubt. Wow. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Couple of cards felt that was too many though. So what am I leaving behind in 2020? The Nine of Swords, huh? Anxiety, depression, doubt, worry. Leaving it all behind. We're leaving the stress and the drama and the things that keep us up at night, leaving it behind. Whatever doesn't make us feel passionate, we're leaving that behind. So what are we taking with us from 2019 into 2020, Spirit? What are we taking from 2019 into 2020? What are we taking from 2019 into 2020? Yay. 10 of Wands. Okay. So is this meaning that the collective is taking in more stress? What are we taking into 2020? Okay. Okay, 10 of Wands generally means overwork. So what this means to me, okay, we got the 9 and 10. Let me go ahead and pull the last card for the last one. How can I use this to shape a better world in 2020? So I'm hearing with great power comes great responsibility. This is positive. This is positive. I know I went off like, huh? Okay. That was kind of weird too. How can I use this to shape a better world in 2020? 2 of Cups. Okay. 2 of Cups. All right. All right. So there's something here about directing more of our passion into love and into, I'm hearing it as common culture. Like there's this sense of battling out, like finding out what it is you truly, like going into 2020, you got to get clear on what you're willing to fight for. Because there's going to be a fight. There's going to be a lot of work. And that's what this 10 of Wands is saying. You know, 9 of Swords, we're leaving behind the unproductive thoughts, the anxiety, the stress, the dreams, the nightmares, all the useless chatter in our minds. That old self-talk, we're deading that. what we're taking with us, the Ten of Wands. Okay, Ten of Wands usually comes up to say, okay, there's an ending. You know, there's an ending, and there needs to be a new beginning. There's been this cycle, and now there needs to be a new initiate, a new step needs to be taken, a new way forward. You know, there's something here about being able to handle a lot of responsibility. It's something here about, you know, feeling, you know, maybe this year feeling like overworked. If this is a Ten of Wands, this is a card that can really, really say that you've accumulated a lot of, like, you've accumulated a lot of karma. And like, I feel that for this Ten of Wands, you know, the 10 representing like the highest point, you know, 10, 1 in the 0, you know, it's just you. And then there's the eternity, there's the infinite, and then there's the one, the leadership quality, the unique quality. And I feel like that this is to say for many people that, you know, you have a unique quality that no one else has, that even through all of the drama and the sparks and inspiration, there's like this one thing out of all that, you know, that really is special. It's like, the way I'm feeling it is that the Ten of Wands is not the heavy weight. It's you. It's like you're the one with the weight. You're the one carrying the weight. You're just carrying yourself. So there's a need to like really, really carry yourself and not allow other people to put weight on you, but making a choice to really, really kind of stand guard for other people and to really, really be to stand up for the underdog. I'm hearing that very strong. Two of Cups is all about union. You know, romance, coming together with a friendship, a romance, a partnership. This is about just a new meetup. Finding the one reason that makes it all worth it. So for many people, this is marriage. This is about, you know, balancing your life with another person. You know, this fluidity, this open connection, this openness, this new connection is overflowing. I'm going to go ahead and get one more card to kind of clarify all of these. As an end of the year 2019 message. I feel like I rambled on so much, but hey, what can I say? Oh, and what happens? Wow, okay. 10 of Cups. 2 10s, you guys. 2 10s for this end of the year reading / energy report. We're moving into December. No, we're already in December, which is DEC is number 10. Fulfillment. Okay. Spirit. This is something about spiritual renewal. You know, 10 and 10. You know, 1 1. And then even that comes to 2. So there's something here about balance. There's something here about diplomacy. Harmony. We're moving into a more harmonic resonance. And I'm hearing it's about defending our power, you know, defending ourselves against the powers that be as well. You know, 10 of Cups, you know, this is not just about the whole lovey-dovey, you know, home, family, marriage, harmony. You know what I'm saying? All around, even though it does mean that, you know, harmony, you know, wanting what every human wants. But it's something here about balancing the needs of you with the needs of others. And finding the right balance with that. Like finding the balance between your needs and your wants. That's what this is all about, is finding the balance between your needs and your want. And figuring out how to make those things come together in a harmonious way. So, peace, love, and soul abundance to all of you. This is Gemini Moon Astrology and Media. I'm glad that you tuned in. I pray that this was helpful to you. Please like, share, and subscribe. To all those who resonate with this message, peace, love, and light to you all. I'm gone.